Okay, next up, I say we do the baseboards. Now, the baseboards are kind of like a dirty little secret. They're so good. Honestly, it's like I'm going to talk a lot more about this when we go into asset creation, but a lot of what makes a world really cool, in my opinion, is the really subtle stuff that like no one really thinks about, but everyone, oh, it's so far. Like no one really thinks about, but your brain subconsciously notices them. And baseboards to me is kind of the perfect example of that. You know, they're the things that if you're not aware, I need to turn off proportional editing. If you're not aware, they're just kind of the things that dot around your house, like the small piece of wood that kind of accent your wall. You don't really think about it ever, so it's like, why would you think about modeling it? But, when you do put it in there, no one is going to say, hey, nice baseboards, except for me. I'm totally going to say, hey, nice baseboards. But people will subconsciously notice it, and your world will just automatically feel better and feel more professional in a way that like might not be tangible to them because you're just not really realizing that you're looking at the baseboards and you're like, oh, that feels like home. So I'm gonna bring these down, and they don't have to be complicated. Like this is super simple, and all you got to do is just dot every wall with them. So I'm just gonna do that. I mean, I'm cool with it. It all looks good to me. All looks good to me. Sweet. All right, we're in business. This is really coming together right now. And so I think next up we need to do the curtain rods and the curtains. And then we're really close. We're getting real close to starting the materials and letting the lighting and then letting everyone go check it out in VRChat. All right, one of the last things that I think we should do is make curtains. So we're going to start with the curtain rod. So that's a cylinder. We're going to bring this bad boy down, whip it around 90 degrees. I'm going to line it up right here, but then slightly move it past. Actually, no, hold on. We're going to line it up first. I know it's in the wall. We'll fix that. GY. Now, SY, and it'll scale from the center. And it'll just be a little over on each side, which is, oh wait, hold on, no, it won't. What I got to do is set the origin to geometry, which will set it to the center, and now I can do that. Excellent. Okay. It is definitely too big in every way except the Y, so I'm going to do S shift Y, and that will just bring it down. Yeah, make it a little skinnier. Perfect. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to set the 3D cursor here. I'm going to make another cylinder, and I'm going to bring it way the heck down. Whoa. Bring it way the heck down, if it will let me. Gets a little tricky when you're getting tinier. Okay. Let's go to 90. Gonna hit period on it so it doesn't fly away from me when I just rotate around. GZ, just bring that in. GX, bring it out. GY, I shouldn't be doing that from this angle. Just look at it from above. GY. Pop. Let's see. Gonna make this tinier. And yeah, that's about good actually. And now I'm just gonna bring this GY. GY. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I hope you know the drill. You've watched me do this for over an hour now. It's all just shapes. Everything's just shapes, you know? It's like if you can figure out what shapes things are, and I'm gonna go way more over this when we talk about asset modeling soon enough. Um, but just knowing what general shapes things are, it's like you can really get a lot done just from thinking about it, you know? So let's see. I am going to add a plane. I'm going to make sure it's rotated. I can actually do that here. Rotate it over the Y 90 degrees. Excuse me. Bring this in, scale it down, hit the period so I can see it for sure. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This wall is pissing me off. Paintings too actually can go for now. They're in furniture. I put them all under paintings, so we can just get rid of the whole collection. GZ. Let's get this lined up. GZ. Um, cool. Go a little farther on the Y and a little farther on the Z, so I'll just start with the Z. I'll start with the Z. Let's see, bring it in a little bit more. I'm just kind of, I'm just getting this all dialed in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do one edge loop in the middle here so I can square off the rest because we are going to make this cloth, of course. So let's go 17. That works for me. So you know the drill. 17. Across 17. Those are kind of right. What if I just pump it a bit more? I like that. I just like that better. Let's see. So I need to put a collision on this thing to make sure that it will just bounce against it. I want to put a collision on the wall too, just so that it will bounce against it when it becomes cloth. I'm going to apply the scale. Let's go to cloth. Yep, and it's just going to fall for now because I forgot that we need to do this. Essentially, okay, I'll just slightly move this up for now. Now I got to bring it back. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab every other one of these, and there's actually a pretty quick way to do that, which is just select all of them, and then go to select, and check your deselect. And now it'll pretty much just be pinned up by these, which will kind of give it a little lilt, but I'm actually going to take it and make it every other one too. So, executive decision here. Just going to do that. And I'll double it up on the end just to make it even. And what we're going to do is go down to Data, Vertex Groups, hit the plus button. We're going to call this curtain pin, and I just need you to hit assign. And now we're going to bring this up. We're going to go back to the Physics tab. Well, got to make sure the cloth modifier is on it. Whoopsie. Go back to the Physics tab. And then we need to find the pin groups under Shape, Pin Group, Curtain Pin. And now it'll do that. But that's not very exciting, the curtain, so let's mix it up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stare at it straight on. I'm going to hide our lovely couple. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a bunch of them. Yeah. And kind of like just, oops, GX. Just kind of bring them out a little bit, you know. It's going a little wild, though. I'm going to tell you that much. Let's see what we can do about this. Are we missing vertexes? Is that why? That kind of worked. On accident, that kind of worked. Yeah, that's basically what we're going for. Is just to kind of like ruffle this thing up. So, screw it. If it works, it works. And it's okay, we're going to be scrunching this bad boy in anyways, so it doesn't have to look perfect. And frankly, a lot of this is just to show you can do something. And if you spend a lot more time on this than I am, it'll look significantly better, of course. So. Whoop. What happened there? I guess our pin group disappeared. All right, curtain pin. Hmm. Shade smooth. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, that totally works. Okay, we're applying. We're applying it. And then I'm just gonna kind of bunch it up by squeezing it down that side. Yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Maybe a little more. And I hope you noticed, I hope I said I right click shaded smooth. Let me just bring it, oops. Copy paste G, bring it over. Just make sure it's kind of a little offset too. Cool. And if you think we're done, you don't know Deebs because what do you think? What do you think's attaching? What is attaching this curtain to this curtain rod? This is things that you got to think about. This is things I think about. And this is my tutorial, so we're going to think about it and we're going to figure it out. And I just took a circle, I just flipped it around. I'm going to convert it to a curve. I'm going to go down to that curve thing and we're going to do the bevel again. We just roll down to bevel in the curve menu over here, and let's increase the depth a bit. Let's just click it up. Perfect, totally works for me. Let's line it up along this. Got to bring it down a little bit over here. Going to be hanging off the top, of course. Bring it over more. Okay. Bring it down the curtain. And we're just going to apply, well, we're going to convert that to a mesh and just take everything with us. We're going to go to modifiers, add modifier, array. It wants us to go on the, which axis? Aha, on the Z axis. So that's what we're doing. Because we did not apply rotation. 8's probably fine. And that's probably pretty good. I mean, a little more over here. Yeah, but look at that. Fancy. All right, I'm just going to call these curtain rings. Make sure this is curtain rod. And I like these, so I'm just going to apply this. Oopsie. Just going to apply this. Copy and paste. GY. All right. Yeah. And now you basically just have to repeat the process for this, which I will let you do on your own, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, so I want to model a sink. So I put my 3D cursor right there. I'm going to make a cylinder, and I'm also going to be showing you a pretty cool technique, so pay attention. So I'm going to pick this up, just get this part on. This is like going to be the base. I'm going to tab into edit mode, go up here, hit I to kind of inset. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this a little closer. Like right there, maybe. I'm going to extrude upward along the z-axis, maybe like right up there. And then I'm going to use something called the spin tool. So I'm going to click over here, and you'll see this green thing here. Look up here with X, Y, Z. You know what that means. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into orthographic right above, because I need to be precise. I'm going to put my 3D cursor by shift right clicking somewhere like right there. I want it to be basically dead center of, yeah, perfect. Okay. Oh, but it needs to be more up. So, go right there maybe. Let's try it out. This is what the spin tool does. Yeah, it's not far enough out yet though, so we need to, oh, okay. I got an idea. So what we're going to do in order to like actually ensure that we can get the 3D cursor exactly where we want it is I'm going to hit Shift S. I'm going to do cursor to selected. Now I am going to do Shift A and I'm going to add an empty. Just going to hit plain axes. That's just fine. Just scale it down. It doesn't really matter. This is just for reference. I'm going to pick it up with Z. You just treat an empty like any other object. You can see the center is at that point right there. I'm going to use Y to bring it forward a little bit. And now, once again, I'm going to hit Shift S, cursor to selected, and now our 3D cursor is exactly where we want it to be, because this is what the thing's going to rotate around. So we need it in the right spot. And bada bing, look at that. Perfect sync. And we can even kind of use the empty to determine what is flat and straight. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Well, I don't need that anymore, so I'm going to delete the empty. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to just add a little more detail to the end of this thing just to keep it interesting. We're just extruding, etc., etc. You know the drill. Delete the face. I just selected the face and deleted it. I'm going to shade this smooth. Ooh, maybe not all of it. Okay. Meh. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this bottom part, or at least I'm gonna separate it, and I'm gonna unshade that smooth, so, because obviously that does not look proper when shaded smooth. Get over here. Boop, boop. Remember, I'm just hitting period on the number pad in order to zoom in on a particular object or location. Okay, perfect. P, selection. Just gonna click that so that goes away. Cool. Oh, we did forget edge loop down here, but we can get rid of that. Don't even need it. Shade smooth. Yeah, 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 that works for me. I am gonna make it a tiny bit smaller. Move it up a little bit. And now, the thing coming off of it that, well, one, I'm gonna actually make this a little bit, whoa, I'm gonna make this a little bit taller. And the way I can do that is by selecting this, go to select, select similar by normal, which is kind of the face, the way they're facing. So that will do that. And so that'll just lift that up and I can GZ it. The reason I did that is because I'm going to add, well, I'll put the cursor to selected. I'm gonna go to mesh, cylinder, bring it way down, rotate it on the y-axis, 90 degrees. Right there, we're about to, I think you know, we're about to make a handle. I'm just kind of peeking at one online while I do this, so it's you know, you don't even have to directly reference it. Okay, so it usually kind of pops out, and then there's the, I'm gonna extrude right here. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into face select mode. I'm gonna grab all these surrounding faces, and I'm gonna hit Alt E and extrude faces along normals and make it a little thicker right there. Excellent. And finally, I'm going to add one more cylinder. We're going to shrink that bad boy down. He's coming over here. Oh Lord, he coming. Let's see. I just need to be in them all, kinda. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Incredible. I'd say so. Bring this up. Extrude it out a little bit. Scale it amongst the Y just a tiny bit. Give it a little character. And then bring that down. Looks about even. I'm going to set the 3D cursor there, and I'm going to set the origin to 3D cursor. And now I can kind of just rotate it like that. So I'll just put it back there. Sick. That is a cool sync. We're going to click all that stuff. We're going to join it with Control J. We're going to hit F2 and type sync. I'm going to throw this in the kitchenette by coming over here and hitting M. Going to where I put kitchenette, which is under furniture, and kitchenette. Perfect. If you notice when we shade this smooth, it kind of looked a little odd before. So one way, here, I'll show you. Get rid of what I did. We're gonna shade it smooth. Yeah, look at that. Like that doesn't look right. You can see, and it's kind of gross. So we're gonna fix that actually. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tab into edit mode. And we're gonna bring an edge loop down right there. And just by doing that alone, hitting shade smooth, it looks like a million times better. Another thing that we should do is put a drain. Gonna just take a circle. We're gonna just bring it down. It's a little big. Tab into it, fill it. Tab again, extrude it. Yeah, we really don't have to go too fancy on this. I'm just gonna, but of course I am. So I'm just gonna scale it in a little bit. I'm gonna fucking put a loop around it. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been recording all day. I'm a little sleepy. We're pulling this out with S, so it's gonna scale it up a bit, and then I'm gonna bevel it. So Control B and just kind of bring that out. Look at that. Look at that. And all I have to do is like kind of bring it up a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to bring it up a lot of bit for a sec so I can do this. I can get underneath it. Hit the face select. Make sure I got This, I mean, it's usually something like that I've seen. Usually maybe a little more sick. Okay, I'm gonna bring, just call that drain, even though I might just connect it in a sec. You never know. I'm gonna go orthographic view, which you can do by hitting 7 on the numpad. And I know it's hard to see, so maybe these views could help in these times. Probably like wireframe would be your best bet right now before we have material. Exactly. Right over there, wireframe. That'll give you a good way to line it up. Okay. Just gonna dial this in. Whew. All right. I feel good. I feel good about all this. I think we are ready to move on to materials and lighting, which will make your world look absolutely incredible. And so I'm extremely excited for everyone watching this because this is about to look very beautiful. And I will see you in the next one, y'all.